Hey, good morning, everybody. It's good to be back. See many of you jumping on Facebook here live to join in this devotional. If you can't tell, again, of course, we have a cable that went bad on our good camera, so we're using the webcam again today. But I want to share a little bit. This is kind of a preview to what you're going to see Sunday morning with our Sunday morning worship service that will be at 10:45. Live on Facebook and on our YouTube channel, so check it out. This is just a little teaser as to what's to come there. So I want to talk back about close to 20, I think around 25 years ago. I know this is hard to believe, but that was when I was in high school, and a fad swept through the area there, and I'm assuming all over if I remember correctly. And I know most of you know, and probably many of you still even have them. But those bracelets that said WWJD, of course, meaning what would Jesus do? So, and I know this was to remind people that were wearing them to ask that question with basically every decision they had to make throughout their life. And a great concept, great thing, not knocking it whatsoever. It was really neat fad, and in fact, it's one of the better ones that swept across this land. It's sure a whole lot better than eating Tide Pods or all these crazy challenges that we see some kids trying to do. I mean, back when I was young, the only crazy challenges we did, and if you haven't done it, try it. Help your dairy farmers was to chug a whole gallon of milk nonstop. Just bet. I'd be willing to guess that you can't do it. So those of you guys that think you're macho and tough, try it. See if you can do it. Help the dairy farmers out. Chug a whole gallon of milk at once and see what happens. But anyhow, those bracelets asked a great question. What would Jesus do? But there's another question in the Bible that I know every one of us at one point in our life is going to have to answer. And I think this is the greatest question there is. I mean, there's nothing more spectacular than this question, and it's a question that whether we've thought about it or not, every one of us is going to have to answer at some point in our life. Some of us already have, and some of us that have answered this question, it's good, and some the way we've answered it is just life-shattering horrible. So this question was what Pilate asked. Pilate, who, if you're not familiar, was a Roman governor, and he's the one that Jesus went before to be tried when he was sentenced to death. And this question can be found in Matthew 27, verse 22, and it's simply, what should I do with Jesus, the one called Christ? I want you to I just want to pause for a second. Just listen to that again. What should I do with Jesus, the one called Christ? Now, we're going to find out Sunday. There's a whole lot more into this. And I don't want to get all preachy on you because anyhow, that can get kind of old here. This is just a little devotional. But I want you to seriously think about that question. And if you don't have anything going on, if you're not involved in another church, I'm not trying to steal people to watch Sunday. But 10:45 Sunday, jump on. If you can't catch it then, it'll also be on later. Pick it up anytime and watch it. But seriously think about that question. What should I do with Jesus? What do you do with a man that knows the exact time and place of his death and freely goes there anyway? What do I do with Jesus? The one that is asking you to die to self in order to find eternal life. There's lots of fascinating questions, and at the end of the day, what you decide to do with Jesus is the one question that has eternal consequences. I hope we know, and I believe this with all sincerity, that Jesus is the only way to God. But it's so much more than that. He's so much more than just a ticket to heaven. So seriously, ponder that question today. I'm not going into answers here. We're gonna work on that Sunday. And this is a question that you will answer. Just remember this. Jesus sat in front of Pilate and was tried and sentenced to death. What Pilate did not realize was a few years later, Pilate would sit in a court in front of God with Jesus as his defender. Think about that. So seriously, ponder that question. What should I do with Jesus? I hope you're intrigued. Tune in Sunday, 10:45. Join us for our worship service. We'll have a few songs and some prayer, and I think it'll be a great time. So have a great one. Take care, guys. We'll talk to you soon.